Okay, so we have fun. Apple pie wine. Is it supposed to be sparkling?
No, it's very white.
Okay. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
It smells like a craft store.
It tastes like apple pie! It tastes like apple pie gum. Did you ever have that?
Not that I remember, no, but that actually tastes really good. That is really good.
That's like, you could taste the cinnamon and the apple and like the crust.
The nutmeg. I like that.
Christmas wine.
I really like it. Wow, good vibes. Good vibes. Cheers. Yay.
Thank you, Ralphs. You rocked and never change.
Good job, Ralph.
Have a great winter.
It's Sunday. Yeah, so side note, yesterday I did have the acting class performance as Rapunzel, and then I went on over to have a party as Elsa. It was surprisingly close to that movie theater. I did an Elsa event twice over actually last year, so pretty weird, but it was fun. I just feel like I've been inside a lot, and like I'm kind of comfortable being inside right now, especially considering there is a pandemic and it does get cold early, and there really isn't too much to do outside right now anyway, especially because I'm doing a lot inside. But you know, when you're inside and you kind of like spend a day, you kind of just feel kind of gross and like you just lacking sunlight, I suppose. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. So I don't feel that strongly, but I think today I kind of recognized it more. Good morning and welcome to another day of good vibes and better hair. Yeah, so long story short, it is a new week. Today is, I believe, Monday, and is it Monday? Yeah, it's Monday. My Sunday actually felt like a Monday yesterday, so that's where we're at, but it's Monday. I had a very early call today with a girl turning 5 on the East Coast, so it was 11 for her and 8 for me, meaning I got up really early, threw on a wig, a little bit of mascara, the mask, like for the eyes, it was Miraculous Ladybug this morning, and really bright red lipstick, and I got my look together. It was super early. I didn't even eat breakfast or anything. I just got quickly cleaned up, had the phone call, and she was so excited. It was the cutest thing ever. Like literally her enthusiasm woke me up. Like I was so here for it. But I did end up going back to sleep after the call. I just took off the makeup and immediately got cozy and went back to sleep because I had a hard time sleeping last night. Like it was uncomfortable. That's like no exaggeration. Like I don't know what it was. I've been feeling really off. Like yesterday I described it like, okay, so like here's my skin, like the surface of my skin. I feel like in my entire body, this was more yesterday, but like the surface of my skin is here, right? There's this swiggly white line underneath, and this is what I feel like I am, like my soul, whatever you want to call it. Like I felt like I was actually like this weird little swiggly line underneath, and normally I would think like I am a part of every part of me, you know, where I feel very spread out. Yesterday I felt like I was quite literally just like this weird little white swiggly line, just like an inch or two under my skin. I don't know if that made sense. I probably sound straight up crazy, but that's how it felt yesterday, and I got dramatically more anxious into the night. So was it probably related to having to get up crazy early, and I still get a little bit scared that my alarm won't go off because of that one time with the plane? Probably. Yeah, I did set multiple alarms, and I just had the hardest time falling asleep, and once I was asleep, like I wasn't staying asleep, so it kind of sucked. But that's okay because I did get up this morning actually pretty fine. It was a gloomier morning, but it's 8 a.m. like what do you expect? And I've just kind of been enjoying today. Like I do have some things that I'm planning for this week, but I'm also keeping it easier to, I don't say that like every day, but like I'm productive but also keeping it easier because I see like the few bigger projects I'm trying to work on. A lot of it is editing, a fair amount of it is music related, and I do have other projects for other people as well that also goes into editing and acting. So yeah, just kind of setting up my week plans. That's kind of where we're at. Super chill. I did go over about the wigs just to make sure that they are staying up because I have a relatively large forehead. So because of that, the wigs always like to slide back on me, and by the time photos are taken, it's not quite the look. So I now know how to restyle those wigs and make them stay better, which I'm very happy about because that's good to know. Like seriously, I was kind of curious about that, and these did need a little bit of help. So took care of that, got them all looking a whole lot better, and now I threw in laundry. Probably hi. Anyway, it's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday, and honestly, like I slept way better last night, which was super good, but it is pretty cold. And here's the thing, I've gotten to that point where I'm aware that there's a pandemic, and I spent a good year outside of school just being able to kind of constantly go out all the time because I was either auditioning or I was working or whatever the case may be. Like I was constantly out, and I know now's not like the best time to do that, but I feel like because I spent so much time doing that before, I don't feel the need to now, which is problematic but also kind of nice because like obviously it's keeping me safer if I'm staying inside, but at the same time like I have no need to go outside, and the problem is I'm spending way too much time inside, staying cozy all day, feeling kind of weird about it, either eating too much or not enough. Basically I'm not eating that great. Yeah, like it's not bad, it's just I keep kind of like randomly snacking on things. I'm going for more like comfort food stuff, and it's not really like super great. I need more sunlight, I need to walk around more, I sincerely need to just be out in nature because I don't think I'm getting enough of that. That being said, being inside has been good. I've been working on a lot of stuff, I've been productive, I've seriously been able to do a lot of great creative things, and yes, obviously I am finalizing all the vlogs and I'm working on doing that. I did some thumbnails this morning, and really just kind of getting that set. I've been working on a lot of my own music and hopefully getting up to some music videos over the next week or so. I want to finalize the web series for filming so that I can start editing that. Obviously, like I have a lot of personal creative projects. I'm working on creative projects for others. I've talked about this a bit, but the truth is I don't like, this is what I realized last night, pretty late, is that I spend a lot of time taking care of my career and taking care of my hobbies and taking care of spending enough time with my family and with my friends and really just getting all those things together. But because I spend so much time on all those things, I rarely really take the time for myself. And obviously doing those things is helping myself, but at the same time, like I don't know, like I'm not super great about making sure I'm eating okay all the time. I'm not super okay about getting regular exercise or movement. Like I'm not a huge go to the gym kind of gal, but like getting some movement in is a good thing. Getting enough sunlight is a good thing because I'm kind of having a little bit of a burnout, and I kind of want to make sure that that burnout is more me being aware of it before like the rest of me forces me to be aware of it, because that's never fun. So good morning. Well, actually it is the afternoon. It's 3:14 and I am going to head on over and pick up some groceries because honestly I feel like I am always out of groceries, but I go through it because I eat food. So yeah, definitely need to pick some things up. Today is also my dad's birthday, so happy birthday, Dad. I will have this posted way later, but yeah, so I'm calling a little bit later on, just making sure the timing works out. So I thought I'd go out when there's still sunlight. Yesterday I did go out and I walked around quite a bit. I was pretty tired. It was kind of a lot, especially because it's so much colder now than it normally is. In general, there hasn't been too much to do. So in comparison to previous years, I understand my vlogs are not the most entertaining, but I think they're pretty insightful, and I don't know. Let me know what you think. I definitely know going forward I do plan on having more exciting vlogs and really getting back into the swing of it starting up next year. But at least right now I'm kind of just realizing that they're still entertaining, there's still a lot happening, but at the same time, if it seems like things are slipping in the quality or what it is that's going on, honestly I think that's just the nature of this year, combined with the fact that I am not spending as much attentive energy towards making entertaining content as much as I am trying to figure out what I'm doing in general, if that made sense. But I've been figuring it out, and I do want to work on a few more things. Like I have exactly about like 2 or 3 weeks left until I go back, which is really exciting. I mean, obviously, like, there's, you know, worries with travel and everything, but I'm just trying to stay positive and get pretty excited about going back and being with my family for the holidays. That being said, I think there's a lot of pressure to obviously remain healthy and keep getting sunlight, keep eating well, keep up the work that I've been working on, but also get some really cool projects together. So I'm guessing it's going to be probably, well, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, but either later this week or into next week, I'm planning on self-producing up a bunch of really amazing music videos. And by a bunch, I mean probably like 2 total, and 1 for this Hollywood. I think I'm going to film part of it back home, but I want to get most of that together while I'm still here, the same way that I have just a bunch of like smaller projects that I'm working on while I'm still here that I want to get together. So that's really exciting, and it's really cool to be able to do that sort of thing, and I feel like music is a part of me that I've always really loved, but when it comes down to having original songs and singing and posting those music videos and being that vulnerable, I think that's a level that obviously, like, I want to be able to do, and it's something that I'm clearly working on, especially this year, but it's also terrifying, and it's kind of like a part of my life purpose that I feel like is very important, and I'm kind of continuously running away from it for one reason or another. Like, the entirety of my life I've been kind of shying away from this desire to do this because I've been afraid, and I've had other things to focus on that I love even more, and obviously, like, it hasn't always gone away. It's still like a looming thing that I want to accomplish and be a part of, but I keep holding off. And I think a huge part of who I am and what I'm meant to do is to inspire others to really self-curate a lot of art and really have really powerful messages within that. And you know, music is something that I think can definitely do that in a wonderful way, and I'd love to be a part of that. So I'm making it a point to, but it is scary. It's one of the harder things that I've been honest about, and I keep finding new difficult ventures of my life, but I really like this. And obviously I'm still writing, obviously I'm still acting, obviously I'm still filmmaking, I'm doing all these things, but I'm excited to add music as a part of who I am and what I do. So that's my fun little update about that, but I better go before I lose the sun. And yeah, let's just go pick up a few groceries and carry on with my day. Okie dokie. Wow, wow, forehead's having a party. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving. Today is Thursday, and I made myself a latte because honestly there's no better reason than to celebrate Thanksgiving and have a latte. Anyway, yes, obviously I'm spending Thanksgiving here this year. It doesn't make sense to keep going back and forth all the time, so obviously I'm here, but I will be going back in a few weeks anyway. So yeah, that's what's happening. I don't really know what's happening today, but I just had some breakfast. Last night I got crazy hungry right after I took a shower, and it was about midnight, and I just remember being like, I need to eat something. So I kind of had really late oats, but then it woke me up for a bit, which wasn't great, but like, we're all good. We're having a good time. So anyway, moral of the story is I'm kind of just having a chill morning and maybe going to get out and get some sun for a bit. I thought I brought my camera yesterday, but I just planned on eating groceries, so I didn't think, oh, I need my camera for this, so I didn't bring it. And then I ended up going by the marina and walking by the water and stuff, and it was super pretty and like really aesthetic for sunset. So yeah, I kind of missed that boat, even though I was ironically by a bunch of boats. Anyway, yeah, so that's my morning so far. This probably doesn't make much sense. I don't want to keep these clips way too long because obviously I just want to... Oh, that's good. It was the bottom of the bag, and it was a Cafe Verona blend, and it's pretty good. And I always like the Verona blend, honestly, because it just reminds me of Romeo and Juliet. Is that weird? I don't know if that's weird. Probably kind of weird. But yeah, it's actually a good blend. There's like notes of like chocolatey, I don't even know, but it's a good blend. I think my favorite is the regular espresso one though. I ran out of those, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, I've still been going off of the bags that I collected when on campus, so I still have quite a few, but it was the end of the bag, so I kind of just used it up. So it's extra strong, and then I didn't want it to be just straight up coffee and too strong, so that's why I added in a little bit of frothy almond milk. And here we are with the coffee. I had breakfast. It's about noon, and I'm just going to get things going for the day because I'm still a productive, happy little being who has a couple weeks, and I've been getting a lot of like small manifestations coming really quickly, which are things I don't even think about, but like I'll say something super random and then it just suddenly becomes reality. And last night I realized, wow, that really is happening a lot lately, which is so cool, because if all the small stuff's working, the big stuff might also be working, you know. So that's just me being hopeful. But the point is last night I had one of those cool insightful dreams, and it was like I knew I was being told things that were insightful to my waking life, and I knew I was being informed about what my next steps are. And it was like there's this guide of some sort straight up telling me like, this is what you gotta do, like you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing, but you really gotta, like, I don't know, like it had something to do about the ukulele and really just staying true to what's going on and having patience and stuff. So I think there's more to it, but I honestly don't remember it. So it's been a weird morning, but that's pretty cool because I do still think that music is going to be a big part of whatever this next step is, and I am really excited for it. So that's kind of the tea as I drink coffee. Okay, cool. Bye. Hello and happy Thanksgiving again. Okay, so moral of the story today, well actually last night I was hauling home, and in the process I ended up, when Brenna came on back, she mentioned that she was invited, and I was also invited to go to her boss's Thanksgiving dinner. It was going to be super chill, and a few people were going to be there. And kind of mid phone call, I kind of didn't even fully think it through. I was like, yeah, that sounds like fun, because yes, in any normal situation it does sound like fun. But bringing that up to today, ever since I said that last night, and then even this morning, as much as I really want to go, I know it's risk, and the risk is eating at somebody else's house, someone else's food, indoors, no masks, and people I don't even know. And like obviously I trust them because like Brenna knows who they are, so it's chill. And like obviously I trust that it would probably be totally fine. They've been healthy this whole time. Like I'm healthy, like we're all good, but I walked around today to get some sunlight. There's nobody outside, which is pretty wild. And I just kind of thought it all through and felt really bad because earlier this morning, actually before the walk, I decided not to go. And I am someone who really just doesn't like canceling out and saying no, especially because it's like when you put it into a perspective, like what is the risk at this situation in comparison to like literally going to a restaurant, which I've done a few times. So that's a thing. What's the risk in comparison to going grocery shopping, which is crazy busy most of the time, and that's like even more riskier. Or like when I'm working a party, I may or may not have a mask on depending on the party, and obviously everything is risky, especially just right now, but my goal is to stay completely healthy and maintain my health and wellness, and sometimes that means making difficult decisions like this. So I felt crazy bad. Everyone's understanding, it's okay. I'm just chilling here for a bit, trying not to think about how guilty I feel for saying no. To be fair, I only feel guilty saying no because I already said yes, and like going against what I said is kind of the hard part. But she ended up going. She'll be back in a bit. She's just going for a little bit, and then I think we're going to have more apple pie wine and watch a fun movie later. So that means I am making Thanksgiving dinner out of whatever randomness I happen to have with me alone, which is fine. Totally fine. Like seriously fine. And also like I'm still enjoying my day. We're having a good time. My guilt that I had from more on the walk, now that everything's kind of settled, is more chill, and there's a corgi over, which is awesome because I'm not totally alone. I've got a corgi, and if I wanted to call home, I could do that for a bit. You know, I did that yesterday, and I could always call again, and it's always awesome when I do. Probably get more readings in if there's anything going on there, which would be nice, and honestly just enjoy my day. And that's that. So yeah, that is the moral of the story. I know it's just kind of super weird to mention things like that, and this is a very strange Thanksgiving just for everyone. But yeah, my whole mindset to this is there is still a risk about going into the situation, and at any other moment I totally would, but for me, I know I have to be even more extra careful right now because obviously things aren't great case-wise, and I need to stay healthy, fly back in a few weeks, and then fly back a few weeks later again, and really just taking time for myself and really just feeling good about that is what's important. So I'm going to spend the next couple of hours making food, probably putting on some fun music over the speaker, jamming out, singing. I might call home or whatever I'm gonna end up doing. I don't even know. I need to figure out what movie to watch later with the wine, which would be a good time. And that's the story of my day. So it's been fun. I did a live stream earlier for a little bit, which was really cool. And I've been hanging out with this cute little corgi, and the walk was actually nice. I felt guilty, but it was nice. Like, the sun feels so good. So it feels nice to just walk around in a sundress and be so grateful and thankful for my life and everyone in it. And yeah, like, I'm really happy, and I'm really figuring a lot out, and I think that's really awesome. So anyway, I need to keep easy on my voice. I need to have some water, but that's where we're at. Okay, cool. Happy Thanksgiving. We got some boiled up potatoes. I actually haven't done potatoes in a while, so I was excited to pick them up. And then I'm also ground up a bunch of frozen vegetables. Honestly, I like this mix because there's water chestnuts. There aren't that many. I've honestly already eaten a few. It's gonna be pretty good. And over here, you can't even tell, but I'm going to be having some tea. So let's get my fun little tea mug. And yeah, I haven't decided what tea I want to do yet, but probably something good for digestion, or maybe like an oolong or something. I honestly don't know, but so far that's what we're doing. Yeah, I've also been craving pizza quite a bit lately, but obviously pizza is not something I can easily consume. So while I was starting to make dinner, I actually had a toasted piece of bread that I added some marinara sauce and my vegan cheese on, and some garbanzo beans. So that was actually pretty good. It was like a pre-dinner snack. Pretty excited about that. And then I'll obviously have dessert later. But this is kind of the situation. I'm honestly not too hungry. I did, again, have an omelet just a few hours ago, so I'm not really up to eat that much, but I should still make food, especially considering yesterday I didn't eat as much as I should have, and I felt really hungry at like midnight, which was not fun to eat that late and then carry on with my day. So that's what's happening. I should also mention that the little vegetable situation that's happening over here, instead of actually putting it inside of a little bit of water to cook it, I actually cooked it with some of this really good, actually maybe I should just show you. Anyway, yeah. It's this really good miso ginger broth from Trader Joe's. I really like it. It smells super gingery. It tastes so good. It's great for a soup, but it's also good to cook your veggies in. So yay. Look at this cute little bread loaf. Hello, bread loaf. Wow, that is such a mood. You know, I feel that. Straight up saying, buddy. So, update. Ate the food. It was mediocre. Honestly, the sauce was kind of old, and it was fine, but whatever. Tomorrow's going to be an amazing day because today's been kind of one of those weird ones. Anyway, I'm really cold. I did a reading, so that was cool. Did some yoga, that was cool. Did some writing, that was cool. Yeah, I was just kind of chilling for a bit, and then I decided to call home for a while. That was amazing. I always love calling home. That being said, I got a Snapchat being like, oh, can you take out doggo to go out and do the deed of going to the bathroom? And I was like, yeah, that's cool. So I have not done this on my own, so this is going to be a journey. Honestly, she really has gotten antsy over the past like little while, so I'm not surprised this is We're good. We're back. Okay, I need to talk about that because that was one of the most coolest things ever. So I take this dog out that we're just watching over, and I kid you not, okay, so this corgi straight up had to pee, okay? Like legit had to go. So we walk out of the apartment and then literally she goes like immediately, and it's cold out there and whatnot, but she immediately finds a spot, goes, and then we're walking a little bit farther and she stops right in the direction of where the actual apartment is and gives this look of like, okay, like she knew. She hasn't really been here very long. She was like, yep, yep, we're going back, right? And I was like, okay, we're gonna walk a little bit farther, just make sure you're done. And she was not budging in the slightest. And yeah, so I was like, all right, you know what? I'm not going to control where we're walking. I'm gonna let you control where we're walking. So this corgi walked me and walked me all the way back. Like, it was the funniest thing. Like, I was really just kind of going along with it at that point. So I'm like, well, you did your business, so my job here is done. But then like she straight up knew exactly how to get back, and like that's exactly what she wanted to do. She was back in, waited for me to just make sure that she was ready to go, and then immediately went back to where she was at the first place. So that was awesome because like you really can mind meld, and it was really just neat to see that. Obviously I did not grow up with a dog, so I'm not really used to them, but it's always just fascinating to kind of just see like how they work. And yeah, I don't know, it's just a really cool experience and we had a good time. So that's my story, that's the update, that's what's happening.